guys, this is Rachel from the Salina Campus. I am here with Miss Kirsten today. We are working with the Tammy Taylor Sculpt product. It is a polygel, so it is a gel and acrylic hybrid. It's really awesome. I've just started working with it, so I'm still new to this product, but it is amazing. Super easy to work with. It glides on super great. There is no drying time, so until you put it in the LED light, you can manipulate it. You can work on your smile line, your cuticle area for as long as you want to perfect it. Until you put it in the light, it will not harden. So I have Kirsten's nails here. She's got these little baby nail plates for me. I have prepped them all. The prep is the same as you would do with an acrylic set. So you would remove the polish, you would etch with your 100 grit, and then you would dust, and then prime. But we have not primed yet, and I just got her etched here, and she's got some cuticle that needs to be nipped away. So I thought I would show you guys that since we don't cover that very often. When nipping, you want to be really careful that you're just getting the dead skin there. So all of that dry white skin is what I am going for. I'm going to kind of try to push it up here a bit so I can get a better hold on it. All right, so I'm gonna go right in here. I'm going to squeeze and release. I am never going to pull. When you're nipping, if you pulled, you could run the risk of pulling the skin and then pulling out a hangnail, and it could cause an infection. So you just wanna squeeze until it releases, and you can just keep squeezing and squeezing until it is gone. That's looking pretty good to me, a lot better than it was. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray her with some NAS just to kind of dehydrate that nail a little bit more. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and prime all the nails on this hand. When working with the acid-based primer, you wanna make sure that you're not flooding that nail plate. So I always just let it kind of expand on its own and then fill in the gaps. So little drops, and spread. All right, so now that she is primed, I can go ahead and apply her forms. Since all of her nails are pretty short and pretty straight across, I'm going to be using the black forms for most of her nails. Some of them might need a gold form, but we'll kind of play with that as we go. All right, guys, now that I have my forms on her, I'm going to go ahead and start the application process. So to start it, you do the Stuck On You base coat, which is a gel base coat. So I'm going to go ahead and get that on there, and then it gets cured for 30 seconds in the LED or 1 minute in a UV lamp. Making sure not to get too much on there. You don't want your product to be too thick. All right, go ahead and pop that in the lamp. All right, now that she has her base coat on, it is ready to start applying our product. I'm gonna first go ahead and put my sculpting liquid into my dappen dish. With this, you just need a few drops. You do not need to fill it up as much as you do with monomer when working with acrylic. The other thing is this comes in the tube. So in order to use this properly, the correct way to measure is to squeeze the product out of the tube. The length that you want it to go to is the length you want to measure. Okay, that's how Tammy Taylor explains it. I have found that that seems to be a little too much product, so I go a little less than that, and I can always build on top of that. So for her little baby nail here, that is probably going to be too much product, so I'm only going to take off about half of that and leave some behind. I'm not going very long with her nails because this product is a little softer, so to go extreme lengths with this is probably not ideal. I would probably put somebody in acrylic if they wanted an extreme length. But this is really great for somebody who's wanting a modest length or just to strengthen their nails. When I have my liquid, I want to wipe off my brush quite a bit. I only want my bristles dampened. I do not want a whole bunch of liquid to flood the nail. Once I am ready, I'm going to go ahead and kind of pat this product back. I want to work on the cuticle area first. So that is what I'm going to work on. I'm going to press that down and get that where I want it to be. And again, I can play with this product all I want. Until I put it in that lamp, it is not going to set up. So if I'm not loving my shape or I'm not loving the way it's looking, I can just wipe the whole thing off and start fresh. I can see her form slipping a little bit underneath her nail. So I'm being really careful as I'm holding the nail to actually hold the form on as well. It will be fine once I get her in that lamp, so. Once I have the nail where I want it, I think that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and do a flash cure for 30 seconds in the LED lamp. Once the flash cure is complete, I am going to pinch the sides and get a perfect C curve. And when that is where I want it, I'm gonna have her go back in the lamp for 1 minute. All right, so that has done its flash cure and then a full minute cure. I'm gonna go ahead and take her form off. And then that one will continue to cure as we do the rest of the nails. Right. So now I have all of her nails applied. I ran into a couple of issues as I was sculpting her nails. On one of her thumbs, the form slipped a little bit, so I had some doctoring up to do of that one nail. And her other thumb got a little long for me, so I'm gonna have to file that down a bit. No problem that I can't solve with a file. So now we're going to go ahead and file. With this product, it is quite a bit softer than acrylic, so you do not need to use the 100 grit side of your file. So you only need to use the 180 side and your buffers to refine the shapes of these. I am going to leave her shape a little bit more on the square side, a little bit taper squared, not fully a coffin shape because I didn't get her that long. So I'm going to go more of a taper square. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start filing. I'm gonna go ahead and do this one for you. Need to feel on these Christine Ashley's which side is which, and the side with the writing is the side today that is the 180. That is not always correct, so make sure you're checking your files because sometimes they change. Filing should be done the same. You wanna go straight out at the sidewalls just a little less pressure than I would do with a acrylic set. And then I'll go ahead and take care of the free edge. And then I will sculpt on the top. Again, this product is quite a bit softer than your acrylic, so you need less pressure. I'm gonna go ahead and sculpt that free edge area first. And then I'll move back to the cuticle area. When I'm moving back to the cuticle area, I'm gonna slow down. I'm gonna really make sure that I can see and control her nail. And I'm gonna go nice and slow around that cuticle area into that road, creating a nice blend with no demarcation back there. I'm gonna bring in my corners a little bit, again, kind of taper those off. Kirsten has nice slender nails naturally, so I just want to kind of enhance that. If I left them a true square shape, they might look a little bulky on her slender nails. So by kind of tapering them in, it'll give her a little bit more balanced and slender look. So that's all I need to do with the file, and then I'm just going to refine with the buffer block. Maybe a little cuticle oil to make sure that I'm getting all those grooves and scratch marks out. I think that's looking pretty good. And just to kind of do one final check, I'm going to turn her this way so that I can see the view from her angle, how she's going to see it for the next 2 weeks, or as long as she leaves them on. There you have it. I'm gonna go ahead and finish filing the rest of her nails, and I'll let you see the final. All right, we are all done. I got her sculpted up. They are looking fantastic. The first time in her life Kirsten has had pink nails, but I think they look fantastic. A couple of things just to note. When you are maintaining them, to fill them, it's done exactly like acrylic. File down the back and put a little bit more product on there. Go ahead and cure it and file it up. That's it for a fill. For removal, they are soaked off with acetone just like acrylic. So file them down a little bit to kind of break the surface layer, get them soaked in acrylic or in acetone for about 20 minutes, and then you can start to kind of pull them off or scrape them off with a cuticle pusher. Other than that, maintenance is pretty much the same as acrylic. They're just a little bit softer and a little bit more forgiving. They don't feel as heavy on the nail. This product is really good for sculpting toenails. If you have a client who's wanting toenails sculpted for whatever reason, if they have a break or just weak toenails, that would be a really good option for them as well. It's a cool product to play around with, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you branch out and try something new yourself.